Hey folks, welcome back. I'm preparing for some really fun projects. I was supposed to, at this exact moment, be working on a really cool project with a friend of mine here in Florence. He had to postpone, he had some stuff come up, but he and I are working on a couple of other things, one of which involves a bunch of these journals. So, basically, what I'm going to be doing is doing everything to make these journals except for attaching the covers. I'm going to leave the covers unattached, partially because I don't have them yet. I was in my local craft store and I bought a bunch of paper for the project, and I was going to go ahead and buy the covers, these little canvas boards. They're basically these canvas panels, just smaller. And I was going to buy them, and the cashier very nicely told me that they were going to be on 40% off sale next week. So, I'm waiting for that. But in the meantime, that means that I can do a lot of prep work with these. One of the things that involves is every one of these pages. These are mixed media pages. They're decently heavyweight. They're 114 pound stock, so that's pretty awesome. But they all come in a book and they're all tear out. Which is fine. I don't care about that along the edges. That doesn't bother me. It gives it a cool look. What bothers me is the amount of time I'm going to have to spend tearing out all of these pages. I'm going to need a grand total of 10 journals, I think. Maybe more. I have one made, and that's probably just going to have to be the proof of concept. So I basically need to make 10 journals. So I'm going to get started tearing out all of these pages, and I'm probably not even going to show you all of that, to be honest with you. That just sounds like a lot of time lapse that you shouldn't have to suffer through. See that? Now you know how I'm tearing the pages out. Don't really see the need to show you the rest of them. It's going to take a while. You saw how long that one took me. So, cut to me being done with the pages. Bam! Cuts over. Alright, I got all the tabs off. And now I have to take all of these delicious papers here and fold them all in half. It's like 150 times. 175 times. Well, you know. 2 less than the grand total now. And I'm going to be doing a lot of that for the next hour of my life. So I'm not going to make you watch me do all of this, because that would just be cruel and unusual punishment. But that's what I'm doing for the next while. And I'm going to power through a lot of it. And then I'm going to bring you back when I'm working on how to set up the next part of this. And it's going to be crazy. So just to let you know, these are all going to get put together like this. So 5 pages makes 1 signature. Each book is going to have 5 signatures. And so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 20 pages. Boom. 100 pages per journal. And it's all pretty nice mixed media paper. So these are all going to be great. Remember, this is our goal. This is our finished product. It's got that really cool binding. It's just riveted to the cover. I'm not going to be riveting the covers onto these because I'm going to be having artists paint these covers. At least the front ones. The back ones I'm probably going to leave blank. And then I'm going to figure out some way to put... so I've got paper glued on the inside. I don't know if I'm going to do that to all of them or not. It seems like a lot of effort to go through. But I'm going to basically have a spot for myself and the artist to sign every one of these. And I'm doing 10 journals because I have 2 different artists that are working on this project with me. Each one of them wants to do 5 pieces, and all 5 pieces are going to be the same design. They're all just going to be done in different color schemes. So it's going to be limited runs of 5 for each artist, and each piece is going to be its own unique thing. So it's a pretty interesting concept. I'm really excited about it. And I'm going to get back to folding paper because that's what my life is for the next forever. So I will do a wrap up on this video in a little while. Not a wrap up, but I'll show you the next part of the project in a little bit. So cue the cut. Okay, we're back. And I have a ton of signatures. I have 7 journals worth of signatures done. You may be noticing I have these beautiful duct tape thumbs. When you're folding that much paper, you're either going to want to use a bone folder, or which is literally just like a small little, now they're pieces of plastic. They used to be made of bone, blah, blah, blah. It's basically just a little thing to help crease paper and stuff like that. You can also use it to like work with leather. That's neither here nor there. The important fact is I don't use a bone folder when I'm folding stiff stock like this. I find that it's easier to just line up the corners and then use my thumbs in sort of a this motion. I find that it gives me a great crease. It lets me line up the corners properly. Basically, it works for me. The problem is when it's really thick stock like this, it tends to completely obliterate my thumbs. I put this duct tape on like halfway through because I had more duct tape on for the first half of it, and I've already almost completely worn through this thumb again. I don't know if you can see that, but you probably can't see it, but it's really worn down. Anyway, I don't need these anymore. Thankfully, my thumbs were pretty sweaty, so it's not like I have duct tape residue all over my hands. At this point, the next thing that I have to do is go ahead and get these things marked up. So each one of these I'm just going to set on my mat, and I'm going to grab my pencil, and I know the measurements of this. So I'm basically measuring 1 inch in, and then another inch in from there, from each end. And I'm using this as a straight edge to just mark those holes, or where those punch holes are gonna be. And so it's super simple. And we're done. Okay, so I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but hopefully you can see that. I've got some dots marked there. I'm going to be doing that to all of these, but I'm going to go ahead and show you what happens next. Not that you really need to know, because I've got other videos about how to do bookbinding, and there are people that do bookbinding way, way better than I do. I am a complete amateur when it comes to bookbinding. I've never seen anybody do bookbinding the way that I do it, with these weird sort of leather pieces that I stitch these signatures to. So I know it's been done before because there's no part of me that believes that I'm that unique when it comes to creativity. But I've never seen it done before, so I actually really am enjoying doing it that way. The only thing that we're going to do is we're going to poke the 4 holes in each one of these signatures. And while you're doing that, let me go ahead and tell you that you want to set your signatures down, you want to take it off, you want to poke the holes, you want to fold it back up, and then this came off this way, so I want to put it this way so that I stack them up in the exact same order that they were in when they were all together, because there is a little bit of movement in each one of these as we draw these holes on here. And so I want to maintain that order and keep these things looking, as good as possible. So that's that. So it came from here like this. It's going there like that. Very simple. And I'm going to go ahead and do all of these. And I guess you're probably going to have to tune in next week to check out what I do for the finishing parts of it. But it's going to involve leather. And it's going to involve some stitching. So I will catch you next week. Hope you have a fantastic week. Later.